Hello and welcome to Slice of Ace. If I'm out walking, I'll often see couples being affectionate. I don't know whether I'm looking for it or I just happen to notice it, but in any case, I do. But always a straight couple. I'm ashamed of it, but I get annoyed. I don't like it, and the reason why I don't like it is complicated. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. The thing is, public displays of affection, or PDA, are exactly that. They're displays of affection. You love your partner, so you want to be close to them, even if other people can see. But if you're a gay person, if you're a gay couple, then it's not that simple. I was on a date with a guy at the cinema, and you know how it goes. For the first 3/4 of the film, you're not really watching what's going on, you're just trying subtly to move your hand closer to his. And then in the last quarter, you end up sprawled over more of his seat than yours. Then after the film finished, I got up, and he let go of my hand, which was fair. I figured, okay, we'll get out of the building, and I could hold his hand again. So we did, we went out of the building, and I tried to grab his hand, but he batted it away. And there were so many things going on in my mind. I thought, what have I done? Does he not like me? Did I do something wrong? Why doesn't he want to hold my hand anymore? And it wasn't until later that I understood why. And it's not a pretty truth. It's difficult to come to terms with, and it is increasingly frustrating. As a gay person, PDA isn't careless. And that's a problem. A problem I don't know that will ever be solved. But it's a problem. Say I'm walking down the street with a boyfriend. It's not very busy. It's the middle of the day, so I decide to hold his hand. Now you may have noticed, I already remarked, it wasn't very busy, it's the middle of the day. Already, before anything, you need to be aware of your surroundings. Because sometimes, in some places, it isn't safe. It isn't safe to be gay. It isn't safe to be yourself. But okay. We're walking. Hand in hand, happy. It's a display of affection. Innocent, right? But then, as you're walking, you're not paying attention to each other. Your eyes are darting side to side. Every person that walks by is a potential threat. Is that person homophobic? Will they cause me trouble? Am I in a safe place? And say a person walks by who you think could be homophobic. Maybe is a particularly rough-looking group of people. But since it's the middle of the day and you're in a public place, you think, no. You mutually decide that you're going to continue holding hands. So you walk by, maybe nothing happens. Maybe something does. But you stood your ground. You defied. You were yourself despite what people might think. But then, is it PDA? It's not really affection if you're trying to prove a point. What is supposed to be an innocent and carefree expression of love turns into an act of defiance. It almost loses its meaning. I like being affectionate in public. Obviously, there's a limit. I don't think it's appropriate to make out in public. Nobody really wants to see that. But holding hands, a little kiss on the lips. Really, what's the harm in that? It annoys me when I see these straight couples so carefree because I can never be that carefree. I always have to be cautious of my surroundings. I can't have a simple display of affection. Not in public. It's always a statement. It's always an act of defiance. It's always trying to change things. I want to be able to hold a boyfriend's hand in public and not worry, but I don't know that I ever will be able to. I'm sorry if that was a bit of a heavy thing to talk about. I didn't really know how to approach it. It should be a simple thing. It's an innocent and it's a carefree act of love. It really upsets me that there are people in this world who hate me just because I love a guy. I hate it that there are places in this world where I would be arrested or I would be killed for being gay. I don't know. I'm very fortunate to live where I do. I'm very fortunate to have been born in a time that is so progressive. And yes, things are a lot better than they were 10, 20, 30 years ago. But they're not perfect. Because if they were perfect, then I could hold a boyfriend's hand and not have to worry. I'm not normally this somber, but this topic was close to my heart and I wanted to talk about it. I'd like to know your thoughts on this as well. I can be a bit of a pessimist at times. How do you feel about PDA in general? Specifically for gay couples? Do you think it's a problem? Do you think I'm overreacting? Comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like. I post videos every Saturday. So, if you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. That is all I had to say today. Have a wonderful day, and I shall see you next time.